Hello, Biohacker Nation. We're back for another week. Again, this is Dr. Mike, and next to me, as always,
the mad scientist, Jim.
You can't tell, but it's kind of exciting for us today. We're in a new location.
Welcome to Functionised Integrative Therapeutics here. It's our home of our new studio.
Right here in Colts Neck, New Jersey.
Right next to Delicious Orchards, the Trump International Golf Course. Functionised Integrative Therapeutics has been kind enough to allow us to use some space for our new studio and upgrade, and it is quite functionized.
It's definitely an improvement. Like it, comfortable, and just another place to go and get more information. But first, as always,
well, let me say
a little spiel.
I'll do my spiel, but everyone, you guys got to come and see this place. These guys will get you corrected head to toe. If you've got a owie, they will fix you. If you got to get rid of a little bit of excess body fat, they will functionize you. They do genetic testing and figure out what supplements to take, not just take anything and everything and get that whole handful of peas that people tend to chug down every day, but why are you taking them?
And the body fat laser to tone up little spots, lose a little bit of, well, pretty much just melt the fat away.
Absolutely pain
pretty
relief
good stuff.
Heart rate variability. Nice. Heart rate variability. Chantea is going to be working with people to help get them functionized, be better on the field of play or better on the field of home life. And you'll hear us talk a lot more about them because what they're doing is some absolutely amazing stuff. But here on this show, we're not going to diagnose, treat, or cure any of your diseases. So come to those guys at FunctionEyes Integrative Therapeutics, and they'll do that just for you. Your donations are gratefully appreciated to help us continue on this show. Biohackers is a 501c3 nonprofit. Consult your CPA before taking any deductions on your taxes. What else am I missing?
I think we mostly got it for now. If anything, we'll throw it in randomly. I'm sure.
Subscribe.
Yeah, that's a big one. Subscribe.
All right,
help us get out to more people. If you haven't yet, get your friends, get your family, get your dog, grab the phone, and click the subscribe button so that we can listen to us and help us get the word out to everybody, help us get more content to more people and better content.
And what about those stars?
Oh, yeah. Give us 5 of them. A real honest 5-star review would be fantastic. We like stars.
We do like stars. Twinkle, twinkle, 5 little stars. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, next topic, Jim.
Next topic.
Might be the topic of the day now, right?
Topic of the day, gyms. Gym life. Hashtag gym life. So...
everyone has a gym membership. Everyone should have a gym membership, right?
It's like cell phones. Everybody's got a cell phone. Whether they use it or not, they have a cell phone. They have the top-of-the-line phones for who knows what reason, other than you gotta have it. If it came out, you gotta spend $1,000 on it.
I know plenty of people that brag about all the things their phone does, and how often do you use that? I like call and text. Fantastic.
Did you know that I was reading the Wall Street Journal today?
I did not know you were reading the Wall Street Journal today.
Why would you know? I just told you. Apparently, for all of our basic needs, the smartphones cover that better than any other computer. If you think about it, what it can actually do, it does. So, no, why not take advantage of it? But there's got to have a point to it. And what is my point? The point is, yes, everyone's got a
just like gyms.
Just like a gym membership. So everyone's got a gym membership. And I think we've talked about in the previous weeks, the statistic is that in the first 60 days, 70% of people that join the gym are gone.
Oh.
So what's the point? They come in with these hopes and dreams of grandeur that something's going to change, and they don't have goals in the first place. At least smart goals, something that's realistic, measurable. It has any timetable. I'd like to lose some weight. Isn't that fantastic? Like
I love when people tell me that. You just go to the bathroom, come back 5 minutes later. You're successful, right? Peed out a pound, perfect. No, people, you need a goal. Otherwise, you're not going to hold yourself accountable and actually get to it.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said that they want to lose 20 pounds. I said, great. So how are you going to do that? And they told me, I have no idea. I've been trying for years. So
At least they're honest. See more than most, so.
I mean, they say they eat clean, and we've already discussed that in one of our podcasts here about what eating clean is, and no one can agree on what eating clean is. For instance, there's a phenomenal trainer that I was talking to. I mean, she's on her game. Absolutely amazing. She's going to do fantastic. But she was chugging down a very clean, healthy fruit smoothie for breakfast. It looked delicious. It had every berry known to man in it. I mean, you look at the ingredients and you just say antioxidant heaven. I wanted some for dessert. Why do I say dessert? Because there's like 1.5 pounds of fruit in there, and that 1.5 pounds in fruit converts into how many grams of sugar? I mean, we're talking cake, pie. You might as well just be going for the bag of sugar.
But it's fruit, Jim. It's good for you.
Yeah, it's got some good stuff in it for you, but at the end of the day, you're still chugging down that sugar.
Yeah, especially when people do it first thing in the morning. Oh.
Spike that insulin. Guys, it's not healthy to eat too much fruit. I mean, a handful of fruit is a serving. Have a couple servings a day, 2 handfuls of blueberries throughout the day. It's phenomenal. You have a couple eggs, I really do like is a couple fried eggs, fried in some bacon grease. The
lunch after this. Sorry.
Yeah, let's do that. With a handful of blueberries. I mean, you got your antioxidants, you got your good fats, you got enough protein, but not too much protein, and you're good for a few hours on that one. You can go out and work hard.
Steak, egg, and blueberries. I had them just the other day.
Your insulin levels stay low, and we're talking about how gyms kill.
Yeah, we'll eventually get to that topic, I suppose.
I mean, that's part of it. Some gyms have smoothie bars, for instance.
Good transition. Way to save that one.
These smoothie bars here have these smoothies, such as our awesome trainer was drinking. Chock full of fruit, good for you. They put in 50 grams of protein for you because, as we talked about, you can absorb all that.
Drop in the whey protein, drop a banana, drop in 4 different types of berries. Sounds delicious.
It does. It does sound delicious. And, if you take a quarter of that, it is delicious and good for you. But it's too much. So after you go and you burn 250 calories, a lot of people, they're taking in another 1,000 calories. And high insulin calories, too.
So you'll crash. It wasn't just because you worked hard in the gym. I'm sure you did. But that smoothie. Split it with 8 people. It'll be better that way. And cheaper.
Yeah. At the smoothie bars, they also sell a lot of protein bars that go along with it. And there are some good protein bars on the market. Some. It's very tough to find.
A lot of them are high in sugar. Go figure.
It's
a lot
glorified candy bars.
Or way too much protein where it's really worthwhile anyway. High protein. 100 grams in this bar. Why?
Absolutely. I mean, I see some bars that have 10 plus grams of sugar in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a crap ton. It wouldn't be a show unless they use that word.
Hashtag crap ton.
It in. Of all the sugar alcohols, which is screwing up the positive flora they've got in your gut, your other brain there, second brain. And you're not doing yourself the good. So already here, you went to the gym, you feel good, and you're already killing yourself by the end.
It is similar to those people. I mean, I'm sure you've known these people, Jim. Like, oh, I ran 2 miles today. I earned that extra slice of pizza or slice of cake tonight. And just, no, you didn't.
You're a marathoner. I mean, I know some people that are marathoners or ultra runners.
Yeah, if you run 20 miles today, go have an extra slice of pizza. You earned it.
Absolutely. They do not subscribe necessarily to the ketogenic way of life, which more and more are. But some people, they have bags of bagels. They're rail thin. They're trying to get through a day. They're running and running and running. Have another bagel to sustain life.
I can't hold this smile. I miss bagels. Sorry. Not keto, but
they are keto bagels. But
and
you get what I'm saying here. I mean, some individuals, they are so active that, yeah, they need that fuel to sustain life. But most people are not that active. So
it's not the person who doesn't know what they're doing in the gym. Walking in there, staring around, hop on the treadmill for 15 minutes at an almost walking pace, and then hits a machine, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
Oh, that's one of the next topics on here.
Okay, I love that one.
If you're sitting at a desk all day, what are you burning? Exactly.
Yeah.
That
Good answer.
Was that crickets that I heard? Yes, nothing.
Hey, you sit, you're laying down sleeping for a couple hours hopefully every night. You drive in your car, you're sitting the whole time there. Most people sit at work, and then they go to the gym and sit on machines. Fantastic. What a wonderful workout we're getting.
Now, we've got a couple things about machines I want to discuss.
You go ahead first. I got my own spiel.
First thing on machines, probably where you weren't getting here. When's the last time you saw somebody actually clean it?
I've seen someone complain about other people not cleaning it. Does that count?
I'm not just talking about when someone sweats on it to wipe it off. I'm talking when I was in undergrad. I got to start out at Harbor Island Athletic Club and Spa down in Tampa. Very grateful for the position there. The training staff was phenomenal. They kept up on their stuff. I mean, I still remember I couldn't get a workout done without having to name the origin, insertion, of function to every muscle of that exercise I was doing. So they were really on it, and they pushed me hard because I was the youngest one, and, well, they challenged me. I guess I stepped up, and they kept on challenging me, but we did it to each other and had a good time.
Treat you like a freshman.
Yeah, they did treat me like a freshman because every time I got there in the morning, I had to wipe down the entire club, and it was a large club. I had to wipe them down, I had to wipe all the cardio equipment down, disinfect it, and then at the end of my shift, I had to do it again. And then someone else came in, wiped it down. So it was getting wiped down 4 times a day, not included the times in the middle when you walk by and someone was not courteous. Most people at that club, I gotta say, were courteous, but every once in a while you had somebody that didn't get it all. So these machines are getting wiped down 5-6 times a day with disinfectant. And the amount of bacteria that sits on there and breeds, the chance of getting MRSA off of just a seat, sitting down on one of those hammer strike machines or Cybex machines, going to bench, is greater than someone would imagine.
I mean, if you ever look, I've seen, blood on machines and on weights before. It's just kind of, it puts you off quite a bit. Yeah, obviously not all places clean everything. At the most you see people wipe down machines with probably 10 or 15% of some solution in water.
Right.
And then that's it.
Yeah, it's not even concentrated at that point, trying to save a little money. But most commercial gyms that I've been to, and I've been to quite a few, I have never seen people, the staff I should say, wiping down all the equipment. Getting not just the dust bunnies, but where people are actually touching skin to equipment. And, if you think about it, it's kind of like walking through an airport and literally rubbing shoulders with everybody you see from the moment you walk in to checking in to going through security to getting on the plane and then walking to the back of the plane or the front of the plane and rubbing arms with everybody else.
So you wouldn't want to go to a restaurant where you use the silverware from the person before? That's pretty much what a lot of gyms end up doing. Not necessarily putting your mouth on the machines, but you do see interesting quote-unquote workouts in the gym.
You ever go to a restaurant and think who used that fork before you? And hopefully they really, really killed all the stuff with very hot steam.
I'm not sure, but it might have killed my appetite if it did, for a couple minutes. Usually if I'm eating out, the food's good.
So I'm eating with my hands from now on. I don't care if it's soup.
Really? You go for the soup?
Let's do it. I don't think Chantea's going to go out with me anymore, but I'm going for it. But realistically, that's one of the things that literally, especially with somebody with a compromised immune system, it could cause a lot of damage.
Any public location gets filthy, but gyms are notorious for it.
Absolutely.
I've been to a lot of places, you don't even see them clean the floor. And if no one's going to put in the effort just to wipe down the floor, nothing else is going to get clean. Bathrooms sometimes can get awful. The weird things you see people do in the bathrooms of gym, which I don't even want to get into that one. But yeah, it's not sanitary, not in the least. And even if you are wiping down, washing your own hands, unfortunately that helps you a little bit, but it's not, do it. It's the best way to protect it from it. But yeah, there's a lot of dirt in there, a lot of stuff you don't want to breathe in, let alone if you ever see a bunch of dust or when they do the ventilation. The air's not very good there either. There's just pollution that goes through there. It's a busy area, a lot of people spraying on, I don't get why you have a bunch of cologne and everything when you go to gyms. You see those girls that come in with makeup, put it on the gym, guys spraying down Axe everything, and I instantly smell it.
The funny thing you talked about, the air pollution in there, and something I want to talk about a little bit here.
jumped the gun on you this time.
Yeah, you did. And you're a little premature.
It was right after fruit smoothies.
I mean, the air pollutants that are in the gyms at times, there's not proper ventilation, increases people's asthma, actually gives them abnormal heart rhythms, and could also increase risk of death of cardiovascular disease. From
Sounds kind of
respiratory distress.
counterproductive to try and be more functionized.
You'd think. You're going to a gym to be healthier, and you're killing yourself. And
Try
why
to
are
do
you
some
killing
cardio.
yourself?
I can't breathe. I'm getting asthma. Perfect.
The biggest thing is about the indoor quality of the air. One, you'll have a lot of CO2. A lot of people are breathing a little bit heavier, and the amount of oxygen in an enclosed space is not as much.
I think you never really see too many plants in a gym. That'll help change it over.
No, that would be...
Nice little scenery. Put it right next to treadmills. Make you feel like you're running in the woods.
That'd be pretty functionized. What
That'd be
about
plenty.
the mold? Most people don't even see or understand about the amounts of mold that are sitting there.
Oh, like every corner and crevice in the gym?
Exactly. Mold, people don't understand the allergic reactions they have and the inflammation that occurs because of that mold.
Yeah, it's a little dark black spot on the floor. Yep.
Well, the floors are black rubber, so fortunately you can't even see it. Even the glue that's used on the floors.
Oh.
There's a very harmful VOCs, as we can call it, VOCs, volatile organic compounds. High levels cause skin irritation, neurotoxicity, hepatotoxicity, and just add toxic to the end of it. And what was the stat I think I was reading the other day that it was over 80% of gyms that were actually studied on volatile organic compounds in the air. And those compounds are formaldehyde, fire retardants, acetone, other substances, carpeting, furniture, all that kind of stuff.
Sounds like a bunch of carcinogenic things.
Even newer equipment in the gyms, over 80% of the gyms, these levels are unsafe when studied. That's a pretty scary number. That's the majority of gyms. And you're absolutely right. Even the synthetic fragrances, colognes, deodorants, they bother people.
I mean, not to mention, most people, you're breathing a lot heavier in the gym, and most people, when you get tired, you're not breathing through your nose, so it stops your natural filter of it. So you're getting more stuff coming in from the deep breaths through your mouth than what you would normally just walking around outside.
Absolutely. Even school gyms. It doesn't have to be a commercial gym. Even school gyms are guilty of all the same problems. But, well, here's the problem. So what can gyms do about it? You had a great idea there. Add some plants.
Bring some plants?
NASA is saying it's the best air filtration unit going. Plants.
It's fully natural, too.
And what else could we use? We could use HEPA filters.
Oh, there we go.
That would work. And proper filtration, proper fans, and even...
I usually have to worry about allergies and pollens coming in from the outside. I don't usually see windows in gyms.
No, typically not.
Them open. But easier way to get the ventilation. It's a way at least to get ventilation in, rather than just big fans that are blowing all more pollutants in a big circle in the room, especially for things like classes, where you have it closed off and then I don't know, you can feel and breathe the dirt when the fans go and breathe in there. So yeah, ventilation would be a good one. Get some plants in the filters. What else do we have? That might be it.
What else could we do?
Biohacker brainstorm.
No, here we go. When the equipment is cleaned, oftentimes it's cleaned with harsh substances. Bleach. Clorox bleach it's a halogen. That's a neurotoxin right then and there. So using something such as a peroxide cleaner would be a phenomenal solution. Solution for the solution.
Got it.
Pun was not intended. It happened.
Unfortunately.
So let's keep on these machines here.
Sure.
So a lot of people, they come into the gym, the majority, especially the novices, and I get it. They're scared, they don't know what to do, so the easiest thing to do, hop on a piece of cardio equipment, hop on the machines. It's easy to do. It's got pictures. It does it for you.
The machine usually goes in one direction, one thing, and it does have the little idiot guide sitting there showing you exactly what to do. So it's nice and comfortable. Put a very nice lightweight in there, right, Jim? Good 10 pounds, just do 3 sets of 10.
Let's face it. For the novice who's literally been a couch potato, sitting around for their entire life doing nothing, it's going to work at first. And thank goodness, little interlude here. Just walking in is Beauty Brains Brawn herself, Chantea, and the ironic part is she brought this delicious burger with some Frank's Red Hot on it, and I ate it with my fingers. Yeah, it's going down.
You made the promise 10 minutes ago and you held to it.
So
all finger food.
Hey, Chantea, what's up?
Hey.
Surprise guest. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
So we were talking about how machines will work for the basic novice.
Yeah, it's better than doing nothing. Getting in there, if that's the only thing, well, you don't know anything, you just see a machine, it is better than nothing.
And people that say, I want to just try it on my own, they stick to machines, but what happens? All the time.
Nothing.
So,
pretty accurate.
If nothing happens, I mean, why do you think nothing happens? Is it because they don't stick with it, perhaps?
I don't know. Every time I see someone new in the gym, you see them next week. No, I can't even say that. I mean, stick with something, even if it's machines. Learn something. There's a lot of. It's easy to get information though out there. But if you need to do something comfortable, you don't really know what to do. Go in there and just do it. Hit it hard. Not this, oh, I want to lift lightweight. So you put on a very low setting, do 3 sets of 10, and then you're smiling, texting, no sweat, no effort, anything involved. It's really just kind of a waste at that point. You're just wasting your time in the gym.
But I digress back to the machines here.
I'm not sure that's digressing. That's progressing, but continue.
Wow. Did you take some brain pills in the butt today? I don't know.
No, but you're rolling the eyes, told me your thoughts.
With the machines, yeah. At first, I'm going to give it, 2 weeks maybe. You're going to notice you're changing because you haven't done jack squat. Doing anything, you know what, actually doing push-ups at home will give you the same exact effect. But with certain machines, let's pick on the delt lateral raise machine. I'm going to pick on that because you got a pretty cumbersome range of motion. You're stuck. So in that case here, yeah, the delt lateral raise, you're in a cumbersome range of motion. You're limiting your range of motion. So somebody who already has limited range of motion in the first place is restricting even more range of motion. So now I'm starting to think what's going to happen is perhaps some shoulder injuries. Perhaps you're going to get little cricks in your neck. Then the so-called quote-unquote pinched nerves start happening. You might start getting headaches, and all that's because you want to stick, not you, but people in general want to stick with certain machines.
And these people then don't stick with machines because now they have an injury.
Right.
Or there's a little pain. If you're not used to pain going through exercise, it really does make a lot of people quit.
And headaches are not a pain that you should have associated with exercise in the first place, right?
You really shouldn't.
What do you want to say? Chantea here is grinning from ear to ear about probably hearing all these stories and seeing people like this, right?
Every day. Every day.
Oh, my favorite. All right.
People tell me that they get sore from working out and then they think they're sick because their body is sore. Like they caught the flu because they're not used to being sore.
I'm just
Yes.
Actually,
That happened this week.
I'm
I'm
not
just
touching
saying.
So
It's okay to be sore and to feel those muscles, you know, and that thing, like, you don't know what it is, it's called a bicep, you know, use it.
And the pain is temporary. It's not something that lasts forever. It's 24, 48, 72 hours, typically 48, 72 hours, sometimes it happens 24. The delayed onset muscle soreness that does happen, it's damaged muscle fibers that are recovering, building back, and the more you do it, the less sore you get.
Yeah, and sorry to bust your bubble, but this is supposed to happen. If you're getting sore, it means you're probably doing at least something right.
I got to pick on the seated crunch machine, though.
Oh, nice, yep.
I love
Ramble
watching.
Jim.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but people like to do the abs, and so you got to do a machine for the abs. Again, it's a restricted range of motion. You're not getting full range, so they are pretty much jumping and moving as much weight as possible over and over and over again, and they still have these bellies they can't get out of the way.
And you're referring to the one that's seated, that has either bar in front or behind the chest?
That's that little roller coaster bar that's a little too high that they keep on pushing, saying, hey, I want to get out of this, hey, I want to get out of this, because the ride's about to be scary. That one. Again, the rectus abdominis, which is what they should be working, and oftentimes they're really using their psoas and quads on this one too. To
Yeah,
get
if
moving.
their legs are fixed, especially since there's always a little footrest on there, people duck their hips in. See people firing their quads much more than anything else.
And they're using gravity because, well, they want to succeed. You got to get that full range of motion of the rectus abdominis and come all the way back, and all the way back, and all the way up, and they're not accomplishing that. So what's going on is they are once again shortening the hip flexors and causing greater incidence of back pain even on them.
And just to touch a little thing earlier, shortened hip flexors happen a lot when you're sitting, which we've talked already about how people do all the time. And in this machine, you're doing it again.
Exactly. Smith machines, again, it's fixed straight up, straight down, straight vertical plane.
There's no stabilization muscles being fired. It's doing a lot of the work for you. I mean, you take one of the machines at, let's say, 60 pounds, and then transfer it to dumbbells at half the weight, it's going to be noticeably harder with the dumbbells.
Of course.
It's working more. It's actually being functional.
Life happens on all planes, on all axes of motion. Even just sitting there, every muscle that's firing that you don't even know is firing just to sit up or stand up and not fall over and keep your eyes level, or keep the horizon level, the perception of your brain, I should say, happens not by sitting in moving in one plane motion. What you're asking is for injury. And that is going to happen most of the time. You don't find any pro athletes that sit and use machines, strictly machines, and nothing else. And if the pros are not doing it, then why is a novice think that they're any better and that they're going to get into their ideal shape if they're doing just machines? And if you don't know what you're doing, it's like if you're sick. If you're sick and you don't know what you have, you go see a
Doctor, a competent doctor.
So why wouldn't you see a fitness professional as well?
That would be my recommendation.
The point is, there's a lot of things that if you don't know what you're doing, instead of doing it on, you at least look up information, ask for help. And for some reason, people are stuck in it with fitness and exercise that they don't want to.
Absolutely.
And then, yeah, a lot of people, most people end up quitting the gym, quit their whole goals to begin with, or they get injured, which most people, once they get injured, they don't go back to it anyway.
Never a good thing. How about certain classes here? There's certain classes that predispose people to injury. Spinning is one of them, for instance. The true spin class, mirroring distance running, or distance cycling, I should say. I've got triathlon on my mind, so here we are, and I've been did my run earlier today, so it's still in the mind. Doing push-ups on the cycle, doing squats on the cycle.
You don't think that's what a bike was meant for?
I don't think it was meant for that. It's amazing how many times the bikes you see are broken, people are slipping off, getting hurt. Again, these are things that it's not intended. So why go there? I don't know what that is either.
Random noise, new studio, trying to figure it out.
Other classes, there's no resistance again, and without the resistance training, as we've talked about in so many podcasts before, you're catabolizing muscle.
I mean, most classes are solely, we'll call it cardio-based.
They're cardio-based classes.
And they're
there's
not
nothing
usually
wrong.
that pushed all that much, which is kind of a problem with it. But I mean, if you're only taking cardio classes, which I think we've talked about before,
Absolutely, yeah.
you're not getting benefits. You're breaking down muscle tissue. You got to do the resistance. Take a weightlifting class if you're going to do something like that.
And a lot of people ask me, do I have to do cardio? And I say to them, no. And they ask, well, how am I going to lose fat? And I'm not going to get into the plethora of stuff right now because we're talking about why gyms kill. So
That's right, we do have a topic.
if somebody lifts weights and they lift them at an aggressive pace and they're sucking wind, is your heart rate getting up?
Pretty sure that's at least half the definition.
And if you keep it up for a prolonged period of time, is that not a cardiovascular activity?
I mean, more obvious examples is like circuit training, where you just hit like one exercise for a minute, 2 minutes or so, real quick, go to the next. No, when you're doing a heavy lift, I mean, heart rates skyrocket when you're trying to do something like that.
Absolutely. And if we keep it at a certain pace, then you can definitely burn some fat here. And
Yeah, I mean, you
burn
can
a good
control
amount
where
of
the
fat.
heart rate is and keep going for a while.
Absolutely.
I zoned out for a minute, sorry.
Wow. It is a nice
Misread
new
that.
office. The other thing, the difference right now I want to discuss between HIIT training. There's a couple different types of HIIT training. High intensity training, which is the 1 set to 10 of failure, and high intensity interval training that is now all the rage. And that compared between the long, slow cardio. A lot of people want to do the HIIT training, and they don't truly know what HIIT training is.
Hey, the basic idea, concept's nice. Get more done in a shorter period of time.
Love it.
Perfect.
And you can do that if you're trained to do that.
Or if you have someone who knows what they're doing training you to do that. Just again,
Also true. Now, true high-intensity interval training is where you get your heart rate to 90% of max and let it come down. And then go back up again and then come down. Not just sustaining and pushing and then dying out real quick.
that's
So
the whole
for somebody-
interval aspect of it.
For somebody who's a novice, even that intensity to get that is very difficult to do.
Mm-hmm.
And just the psychological aspect of it is very difficult to maintain and do that and come back and come back and come back. So if somebody here, for instance, say has 2 aneurysms that they're contending with, or have a cardiac troubled history, I mean, some type of dysfunction like that, dysfunctional joints, arthritis, chances of properly doing a HIIT workout is going to hurt them. Wouldn't you agree?
Very likely. It's nothing I would recommend for people to do. I'd actually recommend for people not to do that in that situation.
Exactly. And since it's being touted as something to do because of the benefits, you also have to look at the population. That population is not necessarily the untrained geriatric right out of a hospital for a quadruple bypass.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things out there to do, but it doesn't mean it's great for you. Which again is where the whole information part comes in. Like we talked about fasting a couple of times. Great thing to do. Certain conditions, you shouldn't do it. Same thing with types of exercise. It's right in the same realm.
So what can people do? If you don't want to go into a gym, and it's, at least here in the Northeast now, it is starting to be absolutely gorgeous out.
It's almost looking like summer.
Almost looking like summer. It's kind of feeling like it.
It was 80 degrees 8 o'clock this morning. I already complained about it once, but
So working out outside is definitely an option. Going to a park, those beach work. Chantea, that beach workout, was that not awesome?
That's the best.
Dying on the beach, get to jump in the water.
I wouldn't say jump, it was quite freezing. I dipped my toes.
it's a start. Give it a couple of weeks.
Smash in the water.
Not even splash. Pinky toe.
There's so many different outdoor workouts you can do. You got to be creative for it and truly want to do it and enjoy it. Go for a run outside. Go for a hike in the woods.
Push your kids in the stroller around the park.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
a great one.
There's a lot of advanced calisthenics, bodyweight exercises you can do, especially throw it on the beach. It's amazing how much harder that extra ground impact makes.
Those weight vests that you can get are
Oh,
phenomenal. You can slowly increase the weight on there. You can do body weight squats with the weight, which is not so much body weight anymore. It's squat
Bodyweight
weight
plus.
Yeah, body weight plus. Doing push-ups with them. The whole workouts for Memorial Day, the hero workouts that are coming up
Okay,
here,
yeah.
like a Murph. Putting a weight vest on, doing a mile run, and if you're not in shape for a mile run, do a mile walk. Do a mile
Complete
trot. Yeah, complete it.
Going slower is better than stopping.
And doing your 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then do another mile run. I mean, you can modify this as well. But this is just an example of something basic that people can do outside, enjoy it, and get a phenomenal workout in.
Get your planks in. Plank on the
Plank in.
beach.
Plank on the beach.
And just being outside takes care of most of the problems you were talking about in the gym, between the pollutions, the mold, the lack of cleaning,
And the smoothie bars.
and the smoothie bars.
And you get your vitamin D.
That's another thing.
True.
You do get your vitamin D, which those that are inside, even in the winter time,
We are
Especially
all
up
deficient.
north.
we're deficient in the north. And in the summertime, just because it's sunny outside, you work inside, you're still not getting your vitamin D. So here's an opportunity for you to get a little bit of vitamin D as well.
Keep looking at me when you say that. It's another hit on my skin tone.
Yeah, you're killing me. I
What?
need sunglasses.
Need sunglasses.
I'm trying to get I'll be as tan as Casper by the end of the month. We'll be fine.
I think that's pretty much all we got for today. Next week, we should have Great Dane on
The
again.
Great Dane's returning.
Looking forward to that one. That's
To
going to be a lot
shave
of fun.
or not shave? That's his question.
Yeah, I think he's been pretty good at the keto, but I think we just want to shave his head, let's face it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find a way. Not a big problem. Oh,
Go ahead.
well, no, just about last week's episode. If anyone tried listening to it, I think we had a few issues with it, and just want to apologize very quickly for that one.
Never apologize for anything, but if we were to apologize for them not being able to partake in our wing-eating extravaganza, there was some technical difficulties that, for some reason, it's not playing.
Heck, new studio, no issues.
New beginnings. This is awesome, the studio here.
It really is.
The world has got to come to Colts Neck, New Jersey.
Check
to
out the Fit
see-
team. Get
Fit team.
Functionized.
Yeah.
They can't see your smile through the microphone.
I You can't? Really?
I can't. So, Biohacker Nation, once again, we are so thankful for your listening to us and for all those 5 twinkle twinkle little stars that will be appearing with
And all the
those reviews.
subscriptions, and really all of it helps. We do thank you guys very much for it. It makes a huge difference. Lets us continue to grow.
Beauty Brains Braun,
See you later.
this is Mad Scientist Jim.
So Dr. Mike, we out.
Peace.